Guys, I'm coming back at you for one last video. I believe one last video. I'm not sure yet. But, for this, TV show for Supernatural Season 5. This is gonna have to be in parts, so this is gonna be the first part for it. So I'll go through whatever episodes I can fit in the first part of this video and let you know my thoughts on this. Episode 1. Exile on Main Street, I think it is, or it's after Lucifer gets out of his cage from the chapel or the wherever Sam released him from after Ruby died. They get sucked into a plane or whatever, like zapped into a plane. Bright light just throws them on a plane, and then they just see a beaming light come out from that chapel or whatever, or monastery. But so pretty much Lucifer has been freed upon the world, and now they have to find some way to put him back in there and track the devil. Pretty much to track down the devil and to put him back in his cage or find a way to kill him. And Sam's just telling Dean that he's really sorry and all that. And they go to Chuck's to see if they survived. And Chuck actually survived, but Castiel didn't. He got smoked by Raphael, the archangel or whatever. And yeah, this episode was really good. After that, Zacharias showed up and was like, "Okay, Dean, it's time for you to come with us." And Dean's like, "No, you just started the fucking apocalypse. No." And pretty much they're like, "Oh, we gotta strike now before Lucifer finds his vessel." And they're just confused about that. They're like, "He is an angel after all." So Dean just pretty much sends them away with a blood spell or whatever that he put on the door. And then they run off and meet Bobby, and then Bobby's like telling Sam, if we survive this, lose my number. But pretty much that was not Bobby. That was just a demon. And then Meg shows up and tries to kill them. And yeah, from there on out, Meg doesn't succeed, so she runs away like a coward, sadly, and doesn't accept death. She's like, "Nope, this is not my fight." And then Sam and Dean run into their dad's old lockup or whatever just to find the Michael sword, because Chuck gave him a hint on where it is or whatever. And then Zachariah meets him again, and then Castiel shows up. Surprisingly, guess he comes back, and Dean finds out he's the Michael sword, so he's Michael's vessel. And yeah. And at the end of the episode, it shows, I believe it's Sam and Dean with Bobby and all that. And then they leave the hospital, and then Dean tells Sam, "I don't trust you, and you chose a demon over your own brother." So, pretty sad way to end the first episode, but it's getting a 5 out of 5. Episode 2, I believe it's called Good God, Y'all, or something. It's with the horsemen. That's what it is. Cass actually is going to find God, and then Sam and Dean have to head to this town where Rufus is, just to see what's going on. But the whole thing, it's showing Joe and Ellen there, and Sam's just Dean just doesn't trust Sam because he thinks he's going to go off the edge and try to drink demon blood again. So, yeah. The horseman they're trying to find is War. This is the one. They think it's a demon attack, but it's not. It's the horseman War that is making them see things, turning people against each other. So, kind of like divide and conquer. But this episode was really good, and at the end of it, it showed, after they figured out what it was, they did take War's finger. So, War's pretty much off the picture now, but he's not dead. It's just they got the ring from him, so we can't use much of his power. But yeah, at the end of the episode, it showed Sam saying, I think we should go our separate ways because I'm in no condition to hunt. And Dean's like, I think you're right. So, yeah. The start of season 5 is very good, very emotional between the brothers. So, you can see that there's a conflict going on there. And that's where I like it a lot. Episode 3, but yeah, episode 2 is getting a 5 out of 5. Episode 3, I believe, is Good God, Y'all. Or Free to Be You and Me, I don't fucking know, it's one of those. But yeah, this episode was where Dean and Cass are going to find Raphael, just to trap him and find out where God is. Raphael tells him he's not there, and Sam's actually seeing Lucifer, and at the end of the episode it shows Sam, I'm not gonna go into too much detail about it, but it shows Sam at the end of the episode with Lucifer and Lucifer saying, you're my vessel. And he's like, that's not gonna happen. And he's like, I'm afraid it is. And Cass or whatever is... Yeah. So episode... I don't think there's too much to explain, but episode 3 is getting a 5 out of 5 as well. Episode 4, The End. This is in a different universe that Zachariah zapped Dean in, or whatever. And it's kind of an apocalypse thing or whatever, but a Croatoan virus spreading around. And this is in the year 2014. And shit's going crazy, and the other Dean in the 2014 era is like, oh, you should say yes to, he's like, when you get back to your year, say yes. Say yes to Michael. He's like, I wish I could do it. And he's like, but you won't, because that's not in you. So Dean's kind of freaking out where he is and all that. And he does run into Sam in that universe. But he's Lucifer. And Dean's like, you better kill me now. And he's like, why would I? He's like, you better kill me or I'll find a way to kill you. And he's Lucifer Sam saying, I know you will. And I know you won't say yes to Michael. And da-da-da-da-da. So Zachariah zaps him back and he tells, he's like, so, are you ready to say yes? And he says no. And then Castiel just gets Dean to where he is. And then he meets Sam or whatever at the end of the episode saying, I want you to come back in. So they reunite again. So the brothers are going to figure out how to solve their conflict. So I believe they're officially reuniting. So that episode's getting a 5 out of 5. Episode 5... which was Fallen Idols. This was about some monster that was going around posing as celebrities, but instead killing their fans off. And at the end, it showed Paris Hilton. And this is like Sam and Dean going back at it the first time in a long time. So they're trying to start off fresh, but he's like putting Sam on training wheels or whatever, and Sam's not really liking it. And I like one part in there where he's like, dude, you just got whaled by Paris Hilton. It was funny. But this episode's getting a 4.5 out of 5. It was pretty good. Episode 6, which was with a half demon, half human kid named Jesse, who thinks these fairy tales are real, but they're really not. So he makes it seem like it's real with his abilities. And this demon or whatever possesses his mom just to find Jesse or whatever and try to train him under Lucifer. So that demon has a motive to take the kid and bring him to Lucifer just as a superpower or whatever for him. And this episode, they kind of lie to Jesse about who they are, and they really tell him, and then Jesse's like, but I'm just a kid. I really don't want to get into this. And he's like, and Sam's like, I gotta believe someone can make the right decision, even if I couldn't. So, yeah, Jesse kind of runs off after that, and they're not going to be able to find him. But that episode's getting a 4.5 out of 5. This episode 7's the one with this magician or some kind or whatever who you play the card game or whatever, and you bet on years. And if you lose your years, and if you lose too many years, you die. And Dean actually turns into an old man and loses like 35 years or something, which was funny. And Bobby lost years, and then Sam's the one that actually saved their asses. So, good on them. But that episode's getting 4.5 out of 5. Episode 8, Changing Channels. This one was with the trickster again. But instead, they actually find out who he really is. And I'm finally going to reveal it. And now you guys have been wanting me to reveal it, but I'm finally going to reveal it. His name's Gabriel, which you already know. Yeah, the trickster's Gabriel, the archangel. And Cass was trying to save him from TV land or whatever. And yeah. Dean at the end of the episode saying, this is not about your brothers in the war. This is about you being too afraid to stand up to your family. So that episode's getting a 5 out of 5. Episode 9, which was with Chuck and all of them and Becky, and they find out where they have to fight a ghost or whatever, or these 3 boys that are haunting this convention, supernatural convention that Sam and Dean are not liking. And it still goes on, and after they kill the ghosts and all that, Becky actually tells Sam, like, oh, Bella actually lied about where the cult was. She didn't sell it to someone. She gave it to a demon named Crowley. And then takes on a story from there. I will be back in the next review. But yeah, episode 9's getting a 5 out of 5. And I will be back in the next video for the rest of the videos. For the rest of the episodes to review. So, I should be back shortly.